Hey YouTube, welcome to Tool Talk with Donnie. On this episode of Tool Talk, we'll be talking about the R9780 SubCompact 18V Ridgid Impact Drill Driver Kit. Quick unboxing on this, talk about some of the features, and then we're going to come back in a week and talk about how this performed compared to our other drill drivers. So let's do the unboxing. Alright, so in this kit, we've got the Ridgid 18V half-inch drill driver, 2-speed, and a clutch, 24-position clutch for driving screws. We've got the impact driver, goes up to 4,200 RPMs. We've got a new Ridgid Mini 18V battery charger. We've got two Ridgid 2 amp hour batteries. This also comes with a belt clip for each and a bit holder for each. I'll screw those on real quick and show you how those look on the tool. I'm right-handed, so I put the clip on the left-hand side of the tool, so it'll hang on my belt like that. It's easy for me to grab. Same thing with the drill. Then the bit holder that we've got on each side now, and clip the bit right in there. We're going to try these tools out for a week, compare them to our other drill drivers, and we'll get back to you on how these work out. Hey YouTube. Alright, so it's been a week. We've been trying out the SubCompact 18V brushless impact driver, and just want to show you a quick comparison, little history on the tools we've used and what our experience is in relation to this new tool here. We had the X2 and the X3 impact driver before, but they were too big, so we really didn't use those that much on job sites. For what we do, commercial and residential audiovisual work, we hang a lot of TVs, small stuff, so 95% of the time we're driving screws with these impacts, and just like deck screws and wood screws. We screw in toggle bolts. So when this 9.6 volt came out, we switched to it. Didn't use the X2 or X3 impact. So those were just too big, too bulky for what we did. This screwdriver worked really good. Then the X4 came out. This small size has a lot more speed, a lot more power. So we quit using the 9.6. We went to the X4. It works good. We loved it. The X5 system came out with a 3-speed selector. We're thinking, hey, that's going to help us on the jobs and stuff. We can slow it down, have more control. No, we leave this in speed 3 all the time. When you want it to go slower, you just squeeze the trigger a little less. It's all variable speed. That way, when you've got the speed, you squeeze the trigger, it's always there. Hardly ever use these on anything other than speed 3. So we quit using the X4, we're using the X5. The Stealth came out. Stealth impact, and it was supposed to be a lot quieter, and we thought, hey, we do a lot of stuff indoors, this will help on the decibels, whatever. A lot heavier tool, a lot bigger tool. We found out we didn't like carrying this. Something else, these impacts give you very little feedback in the wrist. This Stealth, it has a lot of power, it's quieter, but when you hit something that's kind of torquey or hard, you feel it in your wrist. So at the end of the day, you've got this extra weight from this bulk up here from the oil impact mechanism, and then the vibrations in your arm. At the end of the day, this not a good tool to use. So we went back, we were using the Gen 5X. They came out with a special edition Gen 5X, which was also brushless. So basically the exact same size case as this with a brushless motor. So we get more runtime with the battery, more power. We really liked it. This has been our everyday driver for a few years. We really like this. The Octane came out, promised longer battery life, more power. You have to use Octane batteries to take advantage of that. Has a 6 mode for different speeds and different driving applications. In our opinion, that's all useless. You put it on the metal screw driving mode, and it's supposed to drive in and stop when it hits metal. So a lot of commercial work we do, we're driving the screws into metal. It powers right on through them, strips the screw out. So when that screw's going and it starts to bite, you let off just like you do. The extra weight on this gave us no benefit over this. The 6 modes, useless. We just mainly ran it on speed 3 because the screw driving metal screw didn't work for us. So we went back. Gen 5X brushless is what we've been running. So the SubCompact comes out. For what we do, 99% driving screws and stuff, the power and everything, we're a little skeptical. I mean, this thing, the videos don't do it justice. There's some real good reviews on people driving big screws and lags and stuff with this. The size is so much smaller. They're like, oh, you still have this big battery on the bottom, big, you know, because it uses the same 18-volt battery footprint. But the head size of this and the weight, it feels like a toy, but it will drive the screws. Using this all week, we did a lot of wood fabrication. We had to build some mounts, fill in where some old TVs, tube TVs were, where there was a big hole in a cabinet. We had to build some plywood boxes and stuff to mount that. No problems driving 2.5-inch deck screws through 2x4s and plywood. We built some storage racks this week with it. Had no problem. The only drawback that we've had with this guy is if you start slow and squeeze the trigger, it starts slow and works variable speed like you want it to and ramps up. The problem we've run into, it's not really a problem, it's if you squeeze it wide open, there's a delay. You're not gonna be able to tell this in the video, but using this, when you're ready to drive the screw and you've got it ready and you squeeze it full, there's something in the mechanism here, just a slight delay. I guess it ramps up the speed, so it seems like a delay. The Gen 5X, squeeze it instantly full power. This, I don't know if that's just gonna, if that comes through or not, but slight delay, that's it. But as far as this goes on the belt, all week had no problems with it. Everything that we asked it to do, it did, and it's so tiny. At the end of one day, we were running this all day with the batteries. We did run one 2-amp-hour battery dead one day. That's how much use we had, and I felt like I had a little more fatigue in my hand here, but we don't use it that much every day, and I don't want to say I don't have tough enough hands, but at first I was going to blame it on the tool and say, you know, well, the way that this fits in my hand, at the end of the day, it just hurt. It didn't feel as good as this. But honestly, we don't drive it enough to have that fatigue problem. So the drill driver, we're not going to carry it in our everyday box. We use the compact hammer drill driver because we do run into a lot of concrete applications. We do have the big concrete hammer drill, but if you're going to put 2 Tapcons in concrete, we just use the compact hammer drill driver, drill it in. That takes care of it. So the compact drill driver, if this came in the kit by itself, we would have just purchased this. The drill driver, I guess it would be nice using around the house or something like that. And there's a lot of YouTube videos on it right now showing that it does have plenty of power. It can drill big holes, but for us and our applications, we do need that little bit of hammer drill every now and then, so it's worth it for us just to keep that compact hammer drill in the van. But after a week, this has earned a place in the toolbox. That little bit of delay, you just got to get used to that. I keep saying delay because that's what it feels like, but it's really just ramping up the speed. It just doesn't seem as instantaneous, and that's minor, but one of the guys working with me, after he used it for 15 minutes, he put it back down, said he wanted to go back to the Gen 5X because of that, just because of that ramp up seems like a delay when you want power. But overall, we're going to carry this in the box and use it, register this for the lifetime service agreement. And I want to touch on that too. Ridgid's lifetime service agreement protects the batteries for life. You ever have a problem with the battery, you call Ridgid. You used to have to go to Home Depot to a place with a tool center or send your tool off. With the batteries now, you call the lifetime service agreement number, give them the model number. If it's registered, they'll ask you what it's doing. You put on the charger, what's the light doing. They'll ship you out a new battery in 2 to 3 days. You've got it. Been hearing a lot of negative stuff about the lifetime service agreement on tools and stuff. If you are doing a job to make money and you need a impact drill or a driver, and you just have one of these on your truck or any small tool, and it breaks and you're shut down and you can't make money, then you need to rethink your tool options. You need to have a backup of some things. Nothing lasts forever. Everything's going to wear out. The lifetime service agreement on the tools, by the time this tool wears out, we've already purchased the newer tools. I would say that the real value is this lifetime service agreement on the batteries. We had a battery fail last week, one of our 4 amp hours out of this limited edition kit. Called them up, and 2 days later we had another battery in the mailbox. So people that are complaining about the lifetime service agreement on the tools, like, oh, I've got to take it to the service center and they've got to order parts and I'm not going to have my tool for 4 weeks. And well, you know, if you don't have a second tool, then that's your own fault. If they're on the lifetime service agreement, getting back to the drill driver, we've been happy with it. This has only been a week, so we'll see how it goes. The little subcompact 2 amp hour batteries seem to last as long as the existing 2 amp hour batteries. We already have the big charger in our truck, so we use it. But I can give some charge times on how long it takes to use the new mini charger versus the Gen 5X chargers on charging the batteries. But overall, we're going to give the little mini 4 out of 5 stars. We're taking 1 star back on that ramp up, and like I said, it's just comparing it A to B side by side. If you got used to using this, then I think it will, and that's what we're going to put in our truck. So that's it, YouTube. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, the dislike button if you didn't like the video, and comment below. Tell us what you want to see next. Till then, we'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks.